Hey everyone, welcome back to the Center Leader Podcast, where our goal is to help you live a life as a leader centered on Christ. And today it's just me. Shane is traveling. He is doing parental duties and moving his son out of the dorm, so I do not envy him whatsoever, carrying heavy stuff and stairs and elevators and all that fun. So Shane, we miss you and we're praying for you. But hey, today I wanted to kind of just go over the summer and kind of walk through the summer with you guys, because many of you guys, you know what happens here at Centerpoint during the summer, and some of you guys maybe are new or maybe you're curious about what's happening. And so I'm just going to kind of walk through the behind the scenes church calendar so that you guys as leaders, you know what's happening here in the building, you know what's happening church wide, and just stuff of that nature, so that as you take your break with your Connect group, you can pray for these events, you can participate in these events, and you can plan around these events. Because once again, we want you to be healthy leaders. We want you to be leaders that are leading from an overflow, not from an empty tank. And so summer is that time, and I know it's busy for people, but in a different sense, right? You got maybe vacations, maybe you got weddings, you've got baby showers, you've got graduations, you've got family reunions, you've got all that fun stuff, right, to pack into the summer. And so we take the summer off of groups, but we don't just stop the connection, right? And so our goal, my goal, even personally as a Connect group leader, is we're going to have a cookout in May, the end of May, and then we'll have a cookout in June, and then we'll do something in July. We have a lot of kids in our group, so we're probably going to do a Water Wars night and include the parents. But my goal is, and maybe some of the people in my Connect group may watch this, but they may not be surprised, but I'm going to have the parents in on it too. And we're just going to it's just going to be a family event, just have a Water Wars or something. It's something fun, simple, and very cost efficient. So just think through that as you're thinking through the summer. And so I want to kind of, once again, just go over the calendar so that you guys are aware of what's happening here. So coming up, something really important is every Sunday, I don't know if you guys know this, but every first Sunday of the month is what we call Next Steps. And that's something not new. That's something that we've been doing. But I tell you that to tell you this: if there's somebody in your Connect group that maybe is not a member yet, or maybe wants more information about how to get plugged into a Connect group or into Centerpoint, say, hey, sign up for the Next Steps. There's always a registration on the events. It's always reoccurring. And so in that, Shane walks through the history of Centerpoint, the values of Centerpoint, how they can get plugged in, talked about serving, talks about Connect groups. All of that happens in Next Steps. It's an excellent class, and it happens the first Sunday of every month at 9:30 in the community room. So if you hear somebody talking, we're all leaders. This is all our church. It's your responsibility. It's my responsibility to communicate that to others, to people who are curious about Centerpoint, because it's moving them closer to a relationship with Christ and closer to centering their lives on Christ. So I just want to make you aware of that. May 10th, do not forget, that is Mother's Day. And we also are aware of this too. Mother's Day comes with joy. Mother's Day comes with sorrow. Mother's Day comes with memories. Mother's Day comes with traditions. So this year, just be ready for that and different dynamics in your Connect group, and be available to those different seasons and different people in your Connect group, and be just ready to lead through that with love and excellence. Also want to let you know we have middle school camp is coming up. That is May 25th through the 29th. And let's click on this event and see where they're going. I do not know where they're going. I should know. Marty, do you know? Doesn't say. I think they usually go to Chaco Springs. Does that sound right? They're going somewhere. But middle school camp is May 25th through the 29th. It's actually on the events tab there. And so just be in prayer, number one, for the leaders. Number two, maybe that Monday you come up and you celebrate them as they leave and send them off, and maybe you bring some goodie bags. There are multiple service opportunities around Centerpoint. Your imagination is the end to those opportunities. I'll say that. So for something like this, they're leaving out of the church on Monday, May 25th. It'll probably be around 8 o'clock. So if you want to bring some goodie bags for the kids, bring it. And just be in prayer for those leaders that are going. And if there's any way that maybe you can help, you can contact Trevor or Anna Kate with that. And then the next following week, we get into Camp Centerpoint Prep and Decorate Week. That is July 1st through the 5th. Or sorry, that's June 1st through the 5th. And so that week, if you are available, if you have time, the staff, volunteers are going to be around here getting the building ready for Camp Centerpoint. You'll start seeing decorations go up. This year, I think, is Ireland themed, right? Is that right, Marty? I think it's Ireland. Ireland, right? We're going to Ireland. No, we're not actually taking kids to Ireland. I think that has been asked, maybe. But it's all on-campus activities, and so we just want to pray and celebrate and get ready for that kids would encounter the gospel, that they would encounter a relationship with Jesus, and that they would encounter true love. Man, you guys, I know majority of you volunteer for that week. Thank you. It's such a big impact to this community. You have no idea what a kid is walking through. You have no idea what kind of home environment they're in, what kind of words are spoken to them on a daily basis. And when they're here for those 3 days, we want it to make it the best possible experience, and we want to share the love of Christ with them. So thank you for partnering with us and being available to that. So that first week of June will be that prep, and then Camp Centerpoint is June 8th through the 10th. On that 7th is where we really, that Sunday afternoon, if you're available, just go grab lunch, come back. We'll be setting up all the big props and everything else that we couldn't set up during Sunday because it would be really chaotic for services in the lobby. And then we have next on the board, we have a New York mission trip that goes out June 20th. So be in prayer for that. We've got the Ecuador mission trips going out June 18th. And they are gone till June 18th all the way till June 29th. So that's like a 10-day trip there. So be in prayer for them. That's a lot of logistics, and they've been, Kim and Steve have been doing a great job getting the team ready for that. And then Honduras leaves out June 20th, the same day as the New York mission trip, and then they're gone until the 29th. The 27th. So like the summer is crazy here. Everybody's like, oh wow, we do nothing around summer. Why do we take a break? All this stuff. No, there's a lot of things that are behind the scenes. A lot of people are instrumental in all making these happen. Staff have a role, volunteers have a heavy role in it, and the people, of course, going on these trips. And so that's all happening end of June. Then we have preteen camp happening. That is June 29th through July 3rd. And so be in prayer for that. Once again, if you want to come up here that Monday, that's always my favorite, is coming up here when the camps are getting sent off, especially now as a quote-unquote retired youth pastor. I can sit here and wave at the buses as they leave, and I don't have to be on them, right? But I usually come up here and just hang around with the parents and just hang around with the students and just make sure that everything goes smooth. And so if you want to come and be available for that, do that. Like I said, bring goodies, just bring a positive attitude. That way we can send these students off to hopefully one of the best weeks of their summer. And then in July, July 7th through July 7th through August. Oh man. No, sorry. July 7th through the 14th is Moldova missions trip. So we've got like 4 or 5 mission trips happening this summer, and they're all within like a 6-week span. So just be in prayer for events, be in prayer for all those trip leaders, Kim and Steve, and several others. So Moldova's going out. And then high school camp is July 13th through the 17th. Be in prayer for obviously Blaze with preteen camp, and then Anna Kate and Trevor and Jackie and Hunter. All of those, they have very heavy and influential parts in those camp weeks. And so that's what's happening there. Promotion Sunday, those of you who have kids in the kids area, is the 26th of July. So that's an exciting day here around Centerpoint, is because kids that maybe have been ready to move to a different room, or even the big room, or even preteen ministry, that all happens on that Sunday. So we're really excited about that, and that is just such a sweet time in our kids in our preteen ministry. And then looking at anything else, then we get into August, and then August is when we get ready for our Connect group leader trainings. Those will start happening on the 2nd and 9th, and then we will have the on-ramps on the 16th and the 23rd, I believe. We may push that back depending on how the calendar flows and what that looks like. But that's kind of just a brief, that's a flyover view. I know that maybe is a lot of dates, but my plan is to send those out to you so that you can be in prayer for those. I'll send those out in an email later on as we get closer. But just be in prayer for all those events. That's a lot of moving pieces. That's a lot of people altering their schedules, altering their lives so that they can help others find and follow Jesus. And that's the goal here, is we want people to find and follow Jesus. We want to become fully devoted followers of Christ. We want to see disciples made. And that happens through events like this. That happens through connect groups. That happens on Sunday morning services. That happens at midweek. That happens when you are taking one of your connect group attenders out to lunch and you guys are talking through life and you guys are talking about how to grow in Christ and how to read the Bible together and how to pray together. And that happens when you're just sitting there when somebody's gone through one of the worst moments of their life and you don't know what to say, but you're just sitting there in their presence. Your presence matters. Your leadership matters. And so if you have any questions about the summer, please let me know. But oftentimes I get asked, man, why do we take a break during summer? Because I value your leadership and I want to protect you as leaders. And I know you're like, Kurt, I'm fine. I don't need protection. That's okay. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you have times carved out in the calendar throughout the year where you can exhale and then inhale. There's those moments in ministry where you're exhaling and inhaling, where you're giving out and then you're taking in. And so take this summer to really spiritually rejuvenate. Take this summer maybe to journal more often, maybe to read your Bible. Maybe if you've been struggling to read it once a day, maybe, hey, I'm going to be consistent for 3 days. There's been a study shown that 4 days a week, if you can read your Bible 4 days a week, there's life change that begins to happen. Lifeway came out with a study. They said like 1 day, little to no change, 2 days, a little bit more, 3 days, kind of you can see it. But 4 days was that pivotal kind of number of where they saw the survey that they did with thousands of people. They saw 4 days a week was when they saw truly impact and spiritual disciplines start being rooted in somebody's life. So maybe you challenge yourself this summer with a spiritual goal, and maybe you begin to search your heart and your mind, and you begin to pray and maybe even ask somebody around you, hey, how can I be a better leader? One of my favorite questions to ask is, hey, how do I make you feel when I lead? And that's a vulnerable question. We're getting ready to also send out the end of year surveys, and I want you guys to be transparent in those. Hey, how can we serve you better as we serve others? Because we're a team, we're in it together, and we don't get better without honesty, right? Yes, we need to be not cold-hearted, but we also can't be always sensitive and not willing to speak truth in love. One of my mentors said, he said, Kurt, he called it his board of directors for his life. And maybe you have a board of directors for your life, your mentors. But he said, and I have 5 mentors in my life that I could call at any moment, tell them how bad I've messed up, or tell them, hey, this is what I'm thinking and I need your help. Get those people. Those people will save your life and will be there for you. But I'll say this. He always says, hey, to those people, I give a scalpel. And I say, hey, cut where you need to, but don't laugh when you're cutting. Meaning, hey, if there's something that you need to say and it's going to cut and you know it's going to hurt me, say it, but don't do it to instill harm, and don't do it for personal gain or laughter or even to just poke, Because you have those people that like to just poke holes in everything, right? Complainers, Debbie Downers, you call them. Or complaining Karens, maybe. I don't know. Sorry if your name's Karen. You've had a really bad season here recently in social media world. We love the nice Karens. But I'll say this. Give people permission to speak truth into your life, especially you as a leader, connect group leader. Give the scalpel to a few people and say, hey, I trust you. I know that you're going to speak truth and love in my life, and I'm inviting you to have accountability. I'm inviting you to speak into my life when you see me from a distance, maybe drifting, maybe in my prayer, or maybe you see me drifting in my marriage. You see me maybe making questionable decisions or behaviors or conversations or posts on social media. That has become such a lost thing because people are either one, too worried about offending somebody, or two, they're just people have scalpels and they're cutting everywhere and they don't care. Give those scalpels to some people in your life that you trust, that you know that they love you, that they're going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, right? True friends, true leaders tell us what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. And so begin evaluating your leadership, begin evaluating your Connect group from an honest standpoint. So, hey, where's the weak points? I do know the weak points in mine and Sarah's Connect group, and we're going to be addressing those over the summer so that we can get ready in the fall, so that we can correct those, and that so we can make that better environment for people to find and follow Jesus. And so with the calendar, with summer coming, some things that I want you to focus on is spiritual renewal. I want you to focus on, hey, how can I be 1% better? And I want you to maybe begin praying about, hey, who can I invite into my life to look at me? Intimacy, right? Intimacy is into me, you see. Giving that, putting down the facade, saying, hey, here's some things that we're struggling with in our Connect group. Here's the things I'm struggling with in my marriage. I've got those people around me that I can communicate. Do you have those people? If not, find those people. Life, I promise you, is so much better. It's all about relationships. It's not just a slogan. That's a reality. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions about summer, if you guys need anything, please reach out. I'm excited about this summer, and I'm excited about this fall. We've got a lot of new Connect group leaders that are wanting to launch groups. We've got a lot of healthy groups. I've been doing a lot of visits recently. And so if you want me to put you on the visit list for the fall, please reach out to me. I'm not going to bombard your group. I always reach out, so don't worry. I'm not going to do like a surprise visit. That's not my intention. And no, I don't come with a clipboard. I know some of you guys get really intimidated. Like you're like, oh my gosh, we have to have everything perfect. No, be authentic, be you. And so I just want to come and encourage you guys and just even celebrate you guys to your group. So thank you for your leadership. And as always, if you need anything, please reach out, and we'll see you on the next one.